Hey guys, welcome back to Not Catch Your Name. It's me, Ella. Today is CroMAY Day 6. I'm doing pretty good so far. Anyways, I'm in my little craft area today. I've got some amigurumis here that need embroidered features. So I'm going to sit down and do it this morning. I'm having one of those, sometimes like you wake up and you're fine, but sometimes you wake up and you're exhausted for some reason. I'm having one of those days. So I got me like a caffeine pack. Gonna try to drink that and get boosted up this morning because I just feel like I was this close to going back to bed. But anyways, I'm gonna embroider these eyes and faces on these little animals so I can put them in my done box to get ready to show in a video of all my amigurumis together. So let's get into it. So these are the amigurumis that need faces. They're just recent makes. I never finished. This is my eye box. This isn't all my safety eyes, but I just put them in there. This is where I keep different size whites and blacks and pinks for cheeks to embroider faces on. So I keep like little scrappy bits and all that to use up for faces. And I got some more safety eyes here, but I got a million safety eyes throughout the house. These are just the ones I bought recently. But I'm going to sit down and embroider these guys' faces. My chair is loud. I had a better chair and the kids broke it, of course. So now I have a really cheap one. I gotta get a better one. This is a gum container that my mom had, and she gave the gum to Jessie, and I took the container to use as my little notions container. I said container a bunch of times, but it's nice. I like it. Alright, let's start with this little stingray. This pattern is a free Instagram pattern. So let's see here. These three will be done with worsted weight. I need to roll up another little ball of black to put in here because I used up all my black worsted weight. Anyways, it's really foggy outside today. I wasn't expecting that. When I opened the window this morning when I got up, I was surprised to see fog. On these little stingrays, I always just put little V's for their eyes and their mouth. Just simple. Well, sometimes I have done the little eyes like I do on other things, but actually on the stingray and the elephants, I'm just going to do the little V's. Nothing too fancy. Sewing thread. This is where I set to sew. And actually I got some sewing to do today. I'm going to make a bag for a giveaway that I'm going to do tomorrow on my birthday. I procrastinated it a little bit. I don't know what I was thinking. Even yesterday, I was thinking, oh, I have until next week to make that. And then I was like, wait a minute. It's Cinco de Mayo. Because yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. And then I was like, my birthday's in a couple days. So, I dropped the ball on that, but that's okay. I'll make it today. Drawstring bags work up pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about it. I just do a very simple face for the stingrays. Because I usually sell them for pretty cheap, so I don't want to spend too much time on them. See, there's his little eyes, his little mouth. So, in a little bit, I'm going to dig out, because I got a bunch of fabric that is birthday themed. I don't even, like I just slowly accumulated it over time. So, I need to dig out which one I want to use, cut it, make the drawstring bag real quick. And I've got some other little things I'm going to put in that package too, just as a little celebration type thing for funsies. I just like doing giveaways randomly sometimes. I'm going to put the little V-eyes on the elephants too. I think they look better with the V-eyes than with the plushy looking eyes that I do. Elephants do really well for me. Usually anytime I make them, they sell pretty quickly. Ooh, A dove just landed right outside my window. A morning dove. Ew. That one looks young. Let's see here. Well, my thigh is still hurting from that workout yesterday morning. It was a little bit more squatty. It had a little bit more squats in it than I'm used to. And boy, squats tear my legs up. I'm so out of shape. I've sat around and just let myself go. I'm planning on working on that. I'm just waiting for that surgery to get set. Still haven't heard from them, but it's alright because actually we had some plans pop up in May. So it's, even if they call me this week, I'm going to see if I can get it either scheduled for the very end of May or June. Because we were invited somewhere and now I want to go to that. So, okay. Devin refilled my bird feeder for me this morning. It was empty last night. There's one little elephant. And the second one in here, another piece of worsted weight. Anytime I'm making any animals that have white or black yarn, and I have just little bits left over, like this is just a little bit of Perfect Chunky, I save it for eyes. So sometimes this box will get like full of just little scrappy bits of yarn, and then I can use that for embroidering faces on future amigurumis. And even though embroidering faces is kind of tedious and sometimes I just don't want to do it. Usually if you see me make a lot of things with safety eyes in a row, it's because I got burnt out on embroidering. But I do prefer embroidered eyes over safety eyes because of the actual safetiness. I would like to make everything that I make safe for anybody. Someone could buy it for a baby that was just born, or give it to their grandma who just turned 99. I want it to be safe for everybody to have and love on. So, ideally I would like to embroider everything. But once, I have a bad habit of accumulating, like making a bunch of amigurumis, and then I sit down and I have like 40 that need faces, and then that's when I'm like, maybe some of these can have safety eyes. But there's the other little elephant. 2 or 3 down. Now these guys have a little bit more detailed eyes. It takes a little bit longer. I just made these guys last night. There's a bunch of birds. I guess they're finding the what am I trying to say? Bird feeder. So I see there's a little scrappy bit. I keep different weights. Like this is just Chanel, so it's a size 5, I think. This is, I think, Perfect Chunky. And then right here is like a size 7 or size 6. Chanel, Home Chanel, in the black. These are used for like blanket yarn size things. These 2 just Chanel I use for like these size things. I'll try to use all these little scrappy bits. Actually, I got a trash can right there. Just do that. Let's start with this little dragon. I decided not to put the little thing in the middle. I think it doesn't 100% need that. I think it'll still do good with just the horns. So, here. I do have, on the end of most of my tutorials, I show how I embroider the eyes, like from my point of view. I know the pickle one has it, the love cat one, the mini octo, the bat, the bunny rabbit. Yeah, all those tutorials of mine have how to embroider, how I embroider safety eyes. I mean, embroidered eyes. I don't know why I said safety eyes. Okay, that's pretty good. I have to rip them out sometimes. I'll fully embroider them, and then I'll look at them from like this point of view, and their eyes are completely off. They're not at all in the same area. But they're pretty easy to just cut off and start over. I don't mind cutting a crochet piece to fix it. I've done that before. It's a little stressful at first. But actually, the other day I pulled out some stuff from my markets inventory, and I cut them and took all the fiber fill out. Things that I've had and haven't sold. Mostly, the most of it was worsted weight things that just haven't been selling, that I've had for a while, going on 2 years. So I just cut them and took out the fiber fill. It was when I was waiting for my fiber fill to come in the mail. I just cut them up. I hate doing that because it's kind of wasting yarn, you know, but if I've had it for 2 years and no one's bought it, it's a pretty safe bet that no one's going to buy it. So I just cut them up and saved their fiber fill. That one giant axolotl I had, I cut it a little and like wound up the yarn. I'm going to make a dragon out of it. Because the axolotl, it's got a lot of attention, but no one ever bought it. So I would rather use that yarn for something someone would buy than just having it on my tables and people just looking at it. So I'm going to make a dragon with that at some point. See, now that piece is too little to make the eye with, so that's when it's trash. And to be honest, if I was in the living room doing this, all these little yarny scraps would go into my fiber fill container and I just use it as stuffing. But since I'm in here, I'm just throwing it in my trash because I don't even care. It's not that deep. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so there's the little dragon's eyes. Next axolotl. I'm tired this morning. I don't know why. I guess it's because of that workout yesterday. Maybe maybe it was a little too intense for me. Today I'm just gonna walk because I don't want to hurt my leg. Alright, axolotl. I've put the little VIs on axolotls before and they don't sew with the VIs. People like the more detailed eyes on the axolotls. My axolotls, the last couple markets haven't been selling the way they normally do, but I think it's because of the lack of colors I have. I want to do another big perfect chunky order, but I gotta have the yarn money to do that with, which I don't have at this moment. I think once I can restock up on all the colors that people like and then make a bunch of axolotls, I think those ones will do good at a market. Pink is usually a very popular axolotl color, and that's because of Minecraft. Even though there are a bunch of different color axolotls on that video game, that's the most common, like popular one you see in like art and toys and stuff for that game. There are pink ones in real life too. There's white ones and pink color ones and black and brown ones. Ours is, it started off black when we first got it. It was real small. And then as it got bigger, it's more brown, kind of like a brown gray color. And it's got spots on its body and tail. It's really cool. It's really hard for me to get a good video of him though, because he's in Jesse's room, and Jesse's room doesn't have the best lighting. It's only got one window and it's never open. And yeah, it's just got the overhead light and it's just not that good. It's not that good lighting. Sometimes I put mouths on the axolotls. Little smiles. Still haven't heard from that 4th of July market. I hope I got into it, but I don't know. I haven't heard from them. I'm a little worried I might not, because Devin's cousin who does markets as well. At the last market, because there was 2 crochet vendors, me and the other girl, she took it upon herself to grump at the host about that, even though I didn't complain about it. And I'm a little worried that might have hurt me being able to get into some markets that are hosted by that person. Even though I wasn't the one grumping. Man, there's Axolotl's little face. So there we go. So got a little bit of white. I'm going to wind up a little bit of black. I keep this in the living room on a shelf I got in there so that I can embroider faces. I'm going to wind up a little bit of black to put in there because I used all my worsted black. Keep my worsted weight in here. Got some white in there. I got pink for cheeks. Some little critters need cheeks. I'm just going to wind up a little bit of black and put in there. And then put my box back where it goes. And then I'm going to go crochet. Today I'm probably going to crochet these 2 exact things, but out of this yarn with the blue as the details. And then that'll leave me with a scrap ball of both color blues that I can make like the mini axolotls with, or these little guys to put in the mystery boxes. That is in my plan. I also have a little duck pattern that I found that I want to try. It's kind of like the Della duck that's real popular, but it's a free version and it doesn't have the little headband thing. So I kind of want to try that. All right, put my needle back up. My little scissors. Hook. So these guys are done and ready to go in my bucket to show you guys in a No Kitchen episode. They're so cute. I love these little stingrays. I love making them, but they're sometimes super popular and they sell out or no one even looks at them. It's just hit or miss.